Triplet sisters fell for the same man, but his choice shattered them forever. Sometimes, kindness doesn't arrive as a gentle gesture. Sometimes it arrives as a painful truth that changes everything. This is one of those stories, the kind that starts with love, bends under heartbreak, and ends with a lesson that stays with you long after the last word. Three sisters, born on the same day, raised under the same roof, sharing everything since childhood, all fell for the same man. What he chose to do next didn't just break hearts, it tested the very meaning of kindness itself. Before we begin, if you enjoy emotional stories that remind us of our humanity, please subscribe, like this video, and share your thoughts in the comments. You're watching Heartfelt Moments, a place where real emotions and real kindness come to life. The Triplet sisters, Emma, Lily, and Grace, were known in their small Ohio town as the girls who moved like one. They looked similar but were never the same. Emma was the eldest by 7 minutes, serious and protective. Lily was the dreamer, full of laughter and hope. Grace, the youngest, was quiet, thoughtful, and always noticed what others missed. They shared clothes, secrets, and dreams. But one thing they never imagined sharing was love. That changed the summer Daniel moved into town. Daniel was kind in a way people didn't expect. He wasn't loud or charming in the obvious sense. He listened. He remembered small details. He helped without being asked. To Emma, he was steady and dependable. To Lily, he was romantic and inspiring. To Grace, he was gentle and safe. None of the sisters knew the others had feelings for him at first. They each believed their connection was unique. Emma met Daniel through work at the community center. Lily ran into him at the local bookstore. Grace met him while volunteering at the animal shelter. Daniel, unaware at first, treated all three with equal warmth. But as weeks passed, he realized the truth, and it terrified him. When the sisters finally discovered they were all falling for the same man, the house went silent. No shouting. No accusations. Just stunned disbelief. Their mother sat them down that night and said something that would echo for years: kindness doesn't mean avoiding pain. Sometimes it means facing it honestly. Daniel asked to speak to them together. His hands shook as he told them the truth. He cared deeply about all three, but he couldn't pretend anymore. He needed to choose. The sisters agreed, reluctantly, that honesty was better than confusion. They promised each other that no matter what happened, they wouldn't let a man destroy their bond. But promises are easier to make than to keep. Daniel took time. He reflected, prayed, and struggled. He didn't want to hurt anyone. In the end, he chose Grace. Not because she was quieter. Not because she was easier. But because with her, he felt understood without words. He felt peace. The moment he spoke her name, something broke. Emma smiled, but her eyes filled with tears she refused to let fall. Lily left the room without a word, the sound of her footsteps echoing like a goodbye. Grace stood frozen, happiness tangled with guilt. The house that once felt warm now felt divided. Emma buried herself in work, convincing everyone she was fine. Lily stopped coming home for dinner, filling her life with noise to avoid the silence. Grace questioned whether love was worth the cost. Daniel tried to be kind, but kindness couldn't erase the pain. He offered space. He offered apologies. But some wounds needed time, not words. Months passed. Holidays were awkward. Birthdays were quiet. The sisters were together, yet miles apart. Then one winter night, everything changed. Lily was driving home during a snowstorm when her car slid off the road. She was trapped, cold, and scared. The first person she called wasn't Daniel. It was Emma. And Emma, without hesitation, drove through the storm to find her. Grace joined them at the hospital, still wearing her coat, eyes full of fear. In that waiting room, the walls finally cracked. Lily cried, not just about the accident, but about the heartbreak she'd been carrying alone. Emma admitted how tired she was of being strong. Grace confessed that loving Daniel had never felt like winning. They held each other like they did as children, realizing something important: love can divide, but kindness can heal. Emma was the first to speak. She told Grace she didn't hate her, she hated the silence between them. Lily admitted she needed time, but she didn't want to lose her sisters forever. That night, they chose kindness over resentment. Daniel and Grace eventually married, but with humility and care. Emma found love later with someone who admired her strength. Lily traveled, discovered herself, and learned that her heart was bigger than one loss. The sisters never forgot the pain. But they also never forgot the choice they made, to be kind when it was hardest. Years later, people still talk about the triplets. Not because of the man they loved, but because of the bond they protected. Their story reminds us that kindness isn't always soft. Sometimes it's brave. Sometimes it means letting go. And sometimes it means choosing people over pride. If this story touched you, let it be a reminder: kindness can't undo the past, but it can shape the future. Be gentle. Be honest. And when life puts you in an impossible situation, choose kindness, because it's the one thing that never truly breaks. Thank you for watching Heartfelt Moments. May this story inspire you to spread kindness, even when it hurts.